In this video, I'm going to be talking about Lucifer, and hopefully at the end of this video, you'll understand exactly who Lucifer is. But I want you to remember that when I make a video, I'm only scratching the surface. That's all I intend on doing. I only intend on scratching the surface for you so you can see that something is not right with what you've been taught. And I want you to go and take this information and write notes, take notes, and then research what you have learned so that you could expand on what I have brought to you. I'm only bringing you a little piece of illumination. You have to take the baton and run it the rest of the way to the end of the track. I can't run it for you. I can only open up your eyes. I can only shine the light. You have to open your eyes, look at the light, and then figure out where that light is coming from. So here we go. This definition is very imperative for you to understand. You understand? Because they said that Lucifer is the light bearer. Lucifer, the light bearer. Now, what is light? Brightness, radiant energy, that which make things visible. I just want you to understand that definition. Later on, you can come back and, you know what I mean, look through the etymology and all of that stuff, but you don't really need to know the rest to understand what I'm trying to portray to you. A light bearer, light makes things visible, whether it's on a metaphorical level or if it's on a literal level. So if you're in a dark room and you can't see anything, you're feeling around, you turn on the light, you can see everything that's going on. When it was dark, you couldn't see everything that was going on. Same thing, if you're talking on a metaphor, you know, if somebody give you a little piece of information and you go and research that information and you see that everything you've been taught about that little piece of information was a lie, that's light too. That little piece of information is a light. Also, the information that you learn afterwards is a light because it illuminates the darkness. Ignorance is darkness, knowledge is light. Okay? Very important point to understand. Next, I want you to understand when they say Satan, what the Christian religion says Satan is, but I also want you to understand what the ancients say Satan was. That's why I brought you to this etymology. It says the proper name of the supreme evil spirit in Christianity. In Christianity. In Christianity. English, Old English, Satan. From late Latin, Satan. From Greek, Satanas. From Hebrew, now this is the important part. From Hebrew, Satan or Shaitan, adversary, one who plots against another. Now, I want you to keep this one point in mind that it never said anything about Lucifer. All it said, this is what when the Hebrews said Satan and the Jewish people say Satan, this is what they're talking about. Adversary, one who plots against another. It says one who plots against another, meaning anybody could be considered a Satan. You see, to show enmity to, oppose, plot against, one who opposes, obstructs, or acts as an adversary. This definition and this understanding is not good or evil because anybody can oppose another person. So whoever thinks they're on the good side, they're going to say, oh, that person is a Satan. And the person on the other side could say the same thing. Oh, that's Satan. You understand? It's just somebody who plots an adversary. That's it. That's all that was meant by Satan. It was only later on, once the English got a hold of the Christian religion that they made Lucifer into Satan. You understand? This is in the 1100s, 1000 AD, that Lucifer and Satan was combined as one. That's a very important point that you have to get. Next, same thing. Devil, Old English, diafol, a devil and a subordinate evil spirit afflicting humans. Also in Christianity theology, the devil, a powerful spirit of evil, otherwise known as Satan. Now, we just went over Satan, and we know that when you're talking about Satan, it means adversary. Now, when we're talking about the devil, it says the devil in Old English, it meant a subordinate evil spirit afflicting humans, a subordinate evil spirit. First, we know that Lucifer is not subordinate. Lucifer is like a king and a god, but that's besides the point. You need to realize that when you say devil, they're talking about a subordinate evil spirit. You understand? The late Latin word is from ecclesiastical Greece, diablos, which in Jewish and Christian use was the devil, Satan, and which in general use meant accuser, slanderer, accuser, slanderer. Devil is an accuser or slanderer. Now, the further back you go, the closer you get to what this word meant when it was first put out there. So when it was first put out there, when it was first created, and and people understood what you meant when you said devil, it didn't mean Lucifer. It was not Lucifer. Accuser, slanderer, to slander, attack, to throw across. You understand? Later on, you could go and read all of this because that's all immaterial. You go to etymology online and type in devil. Go to etymology online, type in Satan, and you could read it and you could do your own research. But this is just scratching the surface for you. But I want you to understand, for my purposes right now, that devil did not mean Lucifer in ancient times, and it was not synonymous with Lucifer. The definitions are nowhere near the same. Okay? Now, Lucifer. Now, this is just the beginning. Lucifer in ancient times, it meant all throughout time, Lucifer meant many different things. Lucifer is the name of various figures in folklore associated with the planet Venus. Lucifer is the name of various figures in folklore associated with the planet Venus. So what you have to understand about ancient time is that the ancients took planets and different energies and stuff, and they gave them names and they gave them a form. You know what I mean? They made a statue or whatever. They gave them a form, made a story, made a statue or whatever. This is what the ancients did. So Lucifer is Venus. At the end of the day, what you have to understand is that Lucifer is Venus. Lucifer is Venus, originally stemming from a son of the personified dawn, the goddess Aurora. In Roman mythology, the entity's name was subsequently absorbed into Christianity. Now, in Roman mythology, the entity's name was subsequently, that means at the end of everything, when all was said and done, that's what subsequently means. It was absorbed into Christianity as a name for the devil. But we know that the devil is not Lucifer. We know that Satan is not Lucifer. And we know that Lucifer is Venus. Modern scholarship generally translate the term in the Bible. the term in the relevant Bible passage where the ancient Greek's figure name was historically used as morning star or shining one. So this is telling you that, when it's translated, Lucifer means morning star or shining one or light bearer or Venus. Venus, Lucifer is the name, is the ancient name. It is the name that the ancients used to personify the planet Venus. It's one of the names that they use to personify Venus, the morning star. As a name for the devil in Christian theology, the more common meaning in English, Lucifer, is a rendering of the Hebrew word Halel in Isaiah, given in the King James version of the Bible. The translators of this version took the word from the Latin Vulgate, which translated by the Latin word Lucifer, meaning the morning star, the planet Venus, or as an adjective, light bringing, or sometimes light bearer, as a name for the planet. Its morning aspect, Lucifer, Lightbringer, is a proper name and is capitalized in English. In Greco Roman civilization, it was often personified and considered a god, and in some versions, considered a son of Aurora. Now, Aurora is the dawn, it's just a personification of the dawn. When the sun is coming up, the sun is coming up, and you could start to see the lights. That's the dawn. They personified that and called it Aurora. You understand? They personified an event that happens every day. So when the dawn was coming up, they called it Aurora. And the reason that they said that Lucifer is the son of Aurora, because that's one of the bright stars in the sky that you could still see when the sun is coming up. You could still see Venus. It's a bright star in the sky that you can still see while the sun is coming up, and while the sun is going down. You can see Venus. You can see Venus in the daytime. You can see Venus while the sun is up, while the sun is setting, while the sun is rising. That's why they say that Lucifer, or Venus, is a son of the dawn, or a son of Aurora. You understand? That's who Lucifer is. Lucifer is nothing more than a fucking star. It's not a fucking devil. It's not a fucking Satan. You understand? It's just something that the Christian religion, they took it and then they made it evil, because they had to have an adversary for their God. They had to have an adversary for their God. So they just took Lucifer and made him into something evil. You understand? Now Lucifer. Now remember, this is old English. When we coming into English, we got to understand that the English took words from the ancients and they gave them their own definitions. The definitions that you see in some of these English words are not the original meanings of them. See, the ancients had a deeper understanding of all of this information that we have. The information that we have now is very watered down. They watered it down and they put lies on top of it. You understand? So, Old English, Lucifer is Satan, also morning star, Venus in the morning sky before sunrise. Also, an epithet or name of Diana from Latin, Lucifer, morning star, noun, use of the adjective literally light bringing. Bringing, you understand? Belief that it was the proper name of Satan began with its use in the Bible to translate Greek phosphorus, which translate Hebrew Hallel, Ben Sharar, in Isaiah. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? Because of the mention of a fall from heaven, the verse was interpreted spiritually by Christians as a reference to Satan, even though it is literally a reference to the king of Babylon, sometimes rendered day star in later translations. You understand? You could do your own research. I'm just scratching the surface for you. Scratching the surface. I'm just scratching the surface so you can see that facade that they put on the surface, that paint, that veil that they put up is not the truth. They put that veil only to hide the truth. You understand? You got to pull the veil back. You got to scratch the surface and see that there's something else under that paint that's more important than the final coat of paint that they put up there. You have to see that. You have to see it. I can't make you see it. I can only scratch the surface and so that you could understand that something is not right. That's what I'm doing. I'm scratching the surface so you can understand that something is not right. Now you have to take it and run with it. You have to take it the rest of the way. Lucifer is not Satan. The English perverted it and made it into that so that they can use these words and ideas for their own purposes to give them strength. So now they mentioned Halel. You understand? They mentioned Halel and the the past references. Now this is what the word that the Hebrews use instead of Lucifer. They said Halel, and as you see here, Halel, a shining one, masculine. Transliteration: Halel, Halel. Definition: a shining one, star of the morning. You understand? You understand? You Lucifer is not Satan. Lucifer is not the fucking devil. Not at all. You understand? You should see this very clearly by now. I presented more than enough evidence to show you that Lucifer is Venus. Lucifer is a star. Now this topic gets much deeper, but I'm not going to dig. I'm just scratching the surface for you. You have to do the digging. You do the digging. I'm scratching the surface. Lucifer, Latin, light bearer. This is telling you that Latin is what the Romans spoke Latin. The Greeks spoke Greek, the Greek language. The Romans spoke Latin. So this goes all the way back to the Romans. When the Romans said Lucifer, they were saying light bearer. And when the Greeks didn't use Lucifer, it's saying here Greek phosphorus or os Phorus. In classical mythology, the morning star, i.e., the planet Venus at dawn, personified as a male figure bearing a torch. Lucifer had almost no legend, but in poetry, he was often heralded as the dawn. In Christian times, Lucifer came to be regarded as the name of Satan before his fall. It was thus used by John Milton in Paradise Lost. Now, John Milton wrote Paradise Lost in 1608 through 74. This is something that helped to popularize the idea of Lucifer as Satan and Lucifer as the devil. It says in Christian times. That's telling you right there that the Christian religion perverted the name of Lucifer. They perverted the name of Lucifer. You understand? Came to be regarded as the name of Satan before his fall. This is a picture. Get your mind right. All right. I mean, that's it. So, in conclusion, I just want to tell you that Lucifer is not Satan. Lucifer is not the devil. Lucifer is not even evil. Lucifer is nothing more than a star. You understand? You can scratch the surface and see all of the other things that they say about Lucifer, but at the end of the day, that's the skinny of it. That's what Lucifer, that's who and what Lucifer is. Period. That's the facts. Thank you for listening. Have a nice day.